Gilbert Arenas has now put out a video saying he always believed Rashad McCants was a snake. So let's go through what Gilbert had to say and react to it. This whole Gil's Arenas situation has really turned into a mess. It's wild thinking about how far everything has come. I remember when the show hadn't even launched yet. I also remember when Gilbert used to appear on my platform before Gil's Arena became a thing. Looking at where it started compared to where it is now is honestly crazy. So let's hear Gilbert explain how everything surrounding the show reached this point. One thing that's always been true is that Gil's Arena has taken plenty of criticism since the beginning. Whether people supported Gilbert or couldn't stand him, there was one thing that seemed consistent. He never wanted any of his former NBA co-hosts or partners to lose their spot on the show. Even if stepping away himself meant everyone else could keep earning from it, he was willing to do that. Now let's check out what Gilbert has to say.
Listen to me. I see the signs, but it's Rashad. He does what he does very well.
Gilbert Arenas didn't hold back at all when talking about Rashad McCants. He basically questioned what Rashad actually brings to the table. Gilbert asked if anyone could point to something Rashad genuinely does well. He brought up how Rashad shows up with props, saying he wore a crown even though he isn't a king. According to Gilbert, the only crown Rashad has earned is for exposing the University of North Carolina. He went on to call him the king of snitching on college sports. Then Gilbert took another shot, saying it now looks like Rashad has also become the king of being disloyal. He even mocked the spiked bat Rashad carries around. Gilbert mentioned Rashad calling himself Cemetery Larry, then joked that the only thing buried was Rashad's own career. After all of that, Gilbert circled back to the same question and challenged anyone to explain what Rashad McCants is actually good at.
And thank you for the opportunity. I didn't know there was the ones that went to the gym, gave you the call and asked you to do the show.
You can tell Gilbert Arenas isn't joking around anymore. This sounds different. If you followed Gilbert long enough, it's pretty easy to recognize when he's genuinely angry. And right here, it definitely seems like he's reached that point. He's clearly upset now.
I didn't know every time that they wanted to fire you, I stood 10 toes down.
Hold on, hold on.
Huh?
Oh, you going there?
No, you know what? Nah, I'm just, you know what? All I can do is watch the ship sail. And just, oh man, dang. Without me, that's all I can do.
But that's it.
After hearing Gilbert out, I'll give him credit on this one. You should really watch the full video on the Gil's Arena channel because he shared details I hadn't heard before. He explained that the person he originally wanted for the show never showed up, so he gave Rashad McCants the opportunity instead. He said Brandon Jennings also got his chance the same way. But even before all of this, there were already warning signs. I remember the backlash when Rashad was wearing fake Michael Jordan shoes. People wanted him removed from the show after that, and the same thing happened when Miko Grimes got into it with him. Gilbert still stood by Rashad through all of it and refused to push him out. The first real cracks, at least from my perspective, showed up when Rashad clashed with the Baja Group. If you don't know who that is, we're talking about Charlie Villanueva, Raymond Felton, and the rest of that crew. One thing I'll say about Raymond Felton is that he calls it how he sees it. If you did something, he'll say you did it, and if you didn't, he'll say that too. Their view was that Rashad McCants was a quitter. It felt like Rashad expected Gilbert and everyone else to automatically take his side when he brought that onto the show. Instead, he ended up making himself look bad. After that, Rashad started acting like Gilbert was using him as the show's punching bag. But at the same time, Gilbert was taking real losses by keeping him around. According to this, plenty of guests connected to the University of North Carolina refused to appear on the show because Rashad McCants was on the show. Gilbert also missed out on bringing some of his own friends onto the platform, and he still stayed loyal. No matter what issues I've had with Gilbert Arenas personally, I don't think he's wrong in this situation. I used to tell Gil straight up that Rashad wasn't someone he should trust. I'd tell him Rashad didn't care about him or anybody else. My thinking was simple. If he was willing to turn his back on the University of North Carolina and college basketball because he didn't want to put in the work to become a great NBA player, that told me everything I needed to know. I had already checked out on Rashad by then, so when Gilbert eventually brought him onto the show, I was surprised. I figured maybe if Kwame Brown wasn't available, Rashad McCants became the next option.
Because this is what I want to know. You knew that before this clip came out, right? Because, you know, like you said, that's your guy. He would have hit you on the hip, right? He would have called out.
I wouldn't know. I mean, you know what I mean? I've been working, building, trying to, put us in a situation to elevate. I felt this year we took a step back and we stalled. And me, I have to sacrifice.
There are still a lot of behind-the-scenes details I don't know. Someone like Lowlights has talked with Gilbert and probably has a much better understanding of everything that happened. From the conversations I had with Gil, though, I clearly remember him telling me he was the one who brought Skip in. At the time, it almost felt like bringing Skip aboard was a way to see how everyone around the show would react. Like, would they suddenly get caught up because Skip Bayless from First Take was there and start acting like Gilbert wasn't as important anymore? But now the story seems to be heading in a different direction. So I want to hear what you guys think about this. Because from the way things are looking now, it seems like Underdog may have brought Skip in for a football show instead. I don't know exactly what's going on, so let's keep listening and see where this goes.
Of all of us to take the catapult. So, well, all I can say is, I guess I know what side you on. I don't know.
So that mean one of them,
If everything Gilbert is saying is accurate, that's gotta be a rough feeling. The way this is being described reminds me of what Dean the Great did to Adrian Broner. Gilbert Arenas gave Rashad McCants an opportunity and went way beyond just putting him on a show. He welcomed him into his home, let him sit on his couch, had people cut his hair, and even made sure he was fed. After all of that, Rashad allegedly turned on him. That's a crazy situation if that's really how it played out. We're definitely going to have to do a live stream on this because there's a lot to unpack. For now, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Gilbert Arenas was done wrong? Do you think he really knew all along that Rashad McCants was a snake? Or is there something else behind the scenes like recordings or other evidence of McCants talking behind Gilbert's back? I honestly don't know. What I do know is this whole situation is starting to look more and more questionable. Right now, Rashad McCants is the one coming away looking bad. The way it's being framed, he's siding with the same people who supposedly wanted him gone. If Gilbert really stood his ground to keep Rashad from getting fired, and Rashad later aligned himself with the people pushing to remove him, that's a wild turn of events. With that said, I appreciate every one of you for watching. Your time is something you never get back, and I don't take it for granted that you spent some of it here. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.